Extraterrestrial hybridized DNA. Don't need to worry about tooth decay. Kevin Spacey and his clone are feeling alone. Men who stare at goats. The Vril Society Road. Super Soldier Sunday, just another fun day. 75 years on Mars, lying about the stars. Captain Richard charms like Charles Manson's gun. Liars in the sun. Liars in the sun. Montauk's in the sun. Montauk, super soldier talk, super space program. Let's jam. Montauk, super soldier talk, super space program. Let's jam. Indigenous insectoids weaving you the void, drought in your brain, making you insane. Wrapping up Benjamin Fulford, living the absurd like a blue avian nerd, keeping the lines blurred. Captain Mark Richards, a secret space program grifter, getting married while in prison, making you listen, create a new religion, doing the reptilian, making you forget my sins. Super soldier talks in prison, Nordic and Draco, shape shifting in my Winnebago. Indigenous insectoids weaving you the void, drown in your brain, making you insane. Rapping the Benjamin Fulford, living the absurd like a blue aviator, keeping the lines rapping like Benjamin Fulford, living the absurd like a blue aviator, keeping the lines blurred. Rapping like Benjamin Fulford. Word.
All right, welcome to Not My Rabbit Hole. I want to give a shout out to Baba Yaga, who, aka Geo Farnsworth, which is really not his real last name. Hey, Siren. Hi, everybody. Yeah, the whole Taj thing was. I was like, I'm so exhausted tonight because it's like I finally got all my stuff done. Turned in my last assignment last night, like around 9:00, and I'm like, went to the bank. I pulled myself together. I was like, oh, I didn't want to do anything today. I thought, oh, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna relax and watch Netflix or something, or going, woo, yeah, it's time to decompress, right? And then there's David. Who's Taj? Terry Joyce, who's Taj? Okay, let's talk about Taj. I'm like, wow, what is happening now? Why did Tahinder Gill, why did he crop up in the conversation? I'm like, what? Okay, so I want to talk about that a little bit. Matter of fact, the song I just played, the one, rapping like Benjamin Fulford, right, was going through everything that has to do with Taj. Not everything, but Taj and the UFO media and Sarah Rachel Adams, because my feeling is somehow Sarah, because she has a beef with Taj, because there's a big see, Taj used to be Sarah Rachel Adams' manager, right? But before he was Sarah Rachel Adams' manager, he was working with Miles Johnston from the Bases Project. He was, doing that's when the super soldier stuff was beeping. There was, James Casbolt, Max Spears, the big stars from the Bases Project ilk, right? Carrie Cassidy was out. You had Captain Mark Richards, the guy that's in prison because he masterminded the murder using young men, like 17-year-old. I don't know if you want to call them men, but right in that category, kind of did sort of there's Dungeons and Dragons involved with it. He believed that he wanted to take over Marin County. This is the story. This is why he's in prison. He wanted to take over Marin County and make it a new Camelot kind of thing, which is I find interesting because Project Camelot. There's this Camelot, Project Avalon. There's this sort of Camelot, like let's bring Camelot back. That there are people that believe, like I think even Carrie Cassidy says something that she was Guinevere reincarnated. Like all this stuff is part of this particular media, all right, that I have a history with. I have a long time ago history. We're going back to 2014, 2015, 2016, 2000. Started in 2014 for me when I joined Revolution Radio, which had which Taj had a show on with Sarah Rachel Adams much later. But okay. So the recent thing with Taj, which makes me, I'm going to go to now, all right, which recent shows I've done here on Not My Rabbit Hole, which I covered a lot of, I showed some of the body cam footage that was part of Stephen Cambion's Sarah Rachel Adams shamanic mushroom bust that happened with Steve Harvey's family. And, Taj was on Stephen Cambion's show within the last 6 months about this particular topic because Sarah Rachel Adams and Taj had a big break, a big split after many, many years of him being her manager. And there's a guy named Brian Sang who I had never seen before, but he's popped up in this world where they go to all the conventions and everything, and Sarah shows up and this other media that deals with UFOs and disclosure and does have a certain level of grifters. When you go to these conferences, the people that that you are listening to, some of them are really good, right? Some of them have a certain credibility. Some of them do. Within their own, they're the most, maybe considered the most, like let's say some of the people that were on Ancient Aliens, but then even that goes into David Wilcock, and he's a big grifter, and that's another clown show. It's like the two Davids, right? And so earlier this morning, I did a stream and I was doing a lot of reflection. I was saying how when I was in this media, it was very fun. It was very exciting for a while, but I as a person did not have a whole lot of discernment. Like I just lapped it all up. Like I didn't have like that part of me. Maybe I did have it, but it didn't kick in until later when I went, wait a second here, there's something wrong here. Something doesn't add up. And I guess maybe I could go back and say that started with the death of Max Spears. I think that I criticized even when I was on American Freedom Radio, how our media, the media that I was in, was telegraphing things before they had the official report of his cause of death, before they did, the analysis of the toxology report and all this stuff. It was like all of a sudden, even to the point of James Rink, having filmed Max at one of the the Super Soldiers Summit that was in not Pahrump, but the one that was in Nevada. And, apparently he was really high, and he was super, super high, and he filled him high. And then even at that same time, and this is 2016, even at that same time, during that time, before the toxicology report, James Rink was making it look like it was a drug overdose. And I go, why are you making it look like the outcome? Why are you creating that as a narrative? And I asked those questions, and that's kind of like when I first started to get what you would call trolled on the internet. And before Max passed away, right? Taj didn't have a show on Revolution Radio, but he was associated to Christina Joanna Hart and to Sarah. Like he would call me up, and this is how it went. He would go, would you like to interview Christina Joanna Hart? He proposed that I interview her. And I interviewed her about 3 weeks before, maybe a week or 2 or 3 weeks before Max passed away. And I had done a few interviews. I'd interviewed Sarah maybe 3 times, and I interviewed Max 1 time. And that was in 2015. So our crossover was that. I mean, I was, on Miles Johnston's show. Miles Johnston was on my show a few times. When I was in this really friendly mix in this UFO exploration. So, and I'm just giving a back history of, I guess I didn't say what was really happening right now. What happened right now is within that split of Sarah and Taj, right? I haven't talked to Taj personally since 2021, and we really don't like each other. And we haven't for a really long time. Like I haven't, even when he was, when he had the split with Sarah and everything like that, I was like, and there were some issues that had happened, and I'm like, honestly, I didn't feel any like, I didn't feel sorry for Taj. Like I had no sympathy for things that Taj had done. With people and things that he said that I didn't think were true. And he was definitely, for many years, in opposition against me with Sarah Rachel Adams. Okay. Many years, and even after that, that he and Sarah have had the falling out, I have not made a pact with Taj. I have not talked to him even. Taj and I had no direct communication between one another. All right. But it's very interesting that somebody has contacted David Shurter and spun it like I'm blackmailing people on the dark web with Taj. Okay. And when I was watching David's video, and it's like, I've never been on the black web. I've never been on the black web. Well, neither have I. I don't even know how to get on it. Like what happens on the black web is not anything that I've ever witnessed or participated in. It's just not a world I've wanted to be in. And, I'm just not interested. I like to deal with the real web. And so Sarah's got a really big beef against me because I have done several shows calling her out as being a phony grifter. And when Stephen Cambion was doing shows about Sarah, I was doing shows about Sarah. I've been on, Stephen's show and done shows about Sarah. And so when Taj and she split, it was something to talk about. It was like because part of my subscribers are the people that I've known online that have been part of Freedom of Joyce or any of the other shows that my past, this is a part of our past. This is like something that we would be interested in covering. And it does go into, relationships with Vanessa Bates and Sarah. And, other, like, this has been like a lot of the stuff that I covered primarily in the beginning of Not My Rabbit Hole coming out of the gate was this stuff. In fact, the last time I think I ever received any type of anything from Taz was back in 2021. Like, I wasn't even in Fresno yet. And he said something that no one's going to believe what I have to say, because I was just some loser failed comedian living in a trailer, broke. And I said, well, you know what? Maybe one day I won't be like this, and the playing field might be different. And I think it's kind of like that right now. Like, I've definitely changed my life. And it's not because David is telling people that I'm blackmailing people. That's how I funded my college. And I've never had a job. I've been working the whole time. So, my life changed in a really big way. And, now I have my degree. Now I have other things going on. And I'm sorry, but when you get a degree in journalism, a Bachelor of Arts, and you graduate with high honors like I did, that does give me credibility. No matter what, even if I didn't work as a journalist anywhere, having that degree gives me legitimacy. It does in the eyes of people. It does. That's why I wanted it. Because at the very least, even if I became an online journalist and I I did all the things like the Google's AdSense and the blogs and all this kind of stuff and the Substacks and, let's say, Not My Rabbit Hole starts getting super chats, and Not My Rabbit Hole starts, having merch and, a serious show where I'm actually doing what I went to college for, because I took podcasting classes. I took things that, to elevate what I'm doing even right now. Like, I am not the same person what I do online 3 years ago. Or I have a different kind of knowledge than I had back then. But even back then, I was doing a lot of what I'm doing right now, if that makes any sense. In this other subculture, this other thing that was online that kind of morphed all over the place, if that makes any sense. By the way, I want to play this one video here, Bunny for the Money, because this is the first song I ever wrote that was, inspired by David Shurter.
Bunny for the money, grifter, drifter, money shifter, donate, because I lie and cry, and that's the reason why. Bunny for the money, grifter, drifter, money shifter, donate, because I lie and cry, and that's the reason why.
Actually, yeah, it's like Gio goes, shit, this goes back. You know what? That isn't really the one that I I like. It was I realized that I actually put the really hardcore one that I created like a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it really quick because it was like really super like angry. I like the angry one more because I think it's more here it is. This one's better. I'm sorry, Gio. That one was like not as and this one has video. This one has like even a little music video to it. So let me take this share off and put it let's watch this one because this one is better for David. Let's go.
Money for money. Grifter. Drifter. Money shifter. Donate. Because I lie and cry. And that's the reason why. Money for the money. Grifter. Drifter. Money. Donate. Because I lie and cry. And that's the reason why. Money for the money. Drifter. Money shifter. Donate. Because I lie and cry. And that's the reason why.
Complete with her hair. See the resemblance? I'll show one more.
Okay, so that is that one's better. That one's more appropriate, I think, for David. All right, so I'm gonna go to his channel here in a second and play a little bit what he said, but also talk about Taj. All right, so Taj, after there was one time where I had interviewed Taj. I think I might have given one of his first interviews. And sometimes when I was friendly with him, and at that time I was friendly with Sarah, he would, he says, well, how do you think I am? Is my voice too soft? Like I was kind of like giving him encouragement to do his own radio show. And like if you go on his site, in fact, I'm sure I can even find it because it's still up on his channel. He has that interview of me with him on Revolution Radio. Like he still has that up. I don't have that interview myself, but he's kept it. So at that time we were friendly with each other. I didn't have any, there was no issues and this like that. But it was when I had the break with Sarah and he became Sarah's manager. And I had issues with the narrative that they were saying around Max Spear's death. And I had an issue with the lady Sandra DeRoy and Sarah. Both at one point had totally different stories immediately after Max died, and then they were cooperating together or putting a story together. Where it really goes down to, what it really boils down to, is Sarah saying that she was sexting with Max in the bathtub when the cell phone dropped. And that's why it got waterlogged. And, apparently the information wasn't on it anymore. But I spoke to, and I've gotten this confirmation from Vanessa Bates, that the SIM card was mailed back to her scratched. So it wasn't the water damage. Water shouldn't have changed the SIM card or took any of the images off. But when she got it, it was damaged, and it was sent in the fold, like the middle of a book about human sacrifice to her. And I've confirmed that. I've heard that from her. I've heard that from Vanessa herself. That's what she got. And his computer was wiped. There was no info. There was just one thing, and I've even played a video where the last show that I did about Max, about reviewing this new media, there was a new kind of like a video about him, about his documenting things and whatever, right? And there was this one point where it said there was only one thing, and he said the initials, but you only catch like one letter of it, like it looked like it was cut. There was something there, according to this other researcher, but I haven't really verified that yet. So don't take me verbatim, but that's how the video was, right? So my problem with Taj on that, he had Sandra DeRoy on Sean Atwood's show talking about how it was dropped in the bathtub. And I had re-verified with Vanessa, and Vanessa said that, Sarah was not in a relationship with Max at that time. And that it's highly unlikely that they were sexting in the bathtub. And I've played a video of her. I asked her, can I take that? Can I have this recording, or can you just make a statement and let me do a video of it? And I have a video of her stating that. And that Taj really didn't know Max a lot at all, maybe before he died. And that the things, like, in her opinion, this is from my assessment, from her opinion, the things that Taj and Sarah were doing, if Max had been aware of it, he wouldn't have liked it. He wouldn't have supported it. And that's kind of like, so for David to like come out and say, who's Taj and who's your friend Taj, and you're blackmailing people with him, it just seems like it's part of that his drama between Sarah and Taj, but Sarah wants to, like, even Sarah would have an agenda to make it look like I'm with Taj, blackmailing. I can see, because Sarah's come up in the conversation with some of these guys that troll me already. Like, it's even gotten to like the Anonanon person. If you go to Anonanon, there's a video that they have up that they're showing Sarah's picture. So Sarah, every time, like, Sarah's even said things about me in David's chat. So for me not to think that Sarah doesn't have access to this particular drama and want to, say, oh, here, she's blackmailing me with Taj. I mean, is that it? Like, is this a Brian Singh? I mean, because Brian Singh, our partner now, like, well, what show does he go on? Penny LaShepherd and David Zublik. Guy's been over there too. So there's this crossover of people, and Taj has been part of some of the drama around Captain Mark Richards or whatever. I was getting backlash, Lee Veltman, whatever, like Jeff Reed used to tell me that Lee and Tash would call him in the same day about me, about other things, which was kind of weird. So here we are. My feeling and my guess, my gut instinct, or if I were to make a guess of how this is happening, I would say that Miss Sarah Rachel Adams would have something to do, because I was talking about things about them. I was covering commentary about the breakup. I was doing commentary about Sarah. Taj was going on Stephen Cambion. So here we are. Here we are today. So today, just literally an hour ago, and it's even in the title, the who's Taj, blackmail everything, in the title of David's video. Penny LaShepherd, yeah, you met her in the Keybase. Penny LaShepherd is garbage. Yes, she is. Yeah. Penny LaShepherd tells people that she is the real 11 from Stranger Things. That's her grift. That's her grift. So let's go to here and look at it. This blows me away. I'm like, what? I had to talk about it. I couldn't wait till tomorrow. It's like David Shurter live, Terry Joyce. Who is Taj and what is he doing on the dark web? Blackmail is illegal. Yeah, you know what? Blackmail is illegal. It would be criminal if I was actually blackmailing anybody, but I'm not. Again, David doesn't give any explanation, any sources, but associate with me with Taj and some weird. Here we go.
Okay. There we go. A little bit more light. So, this morning I journeyed because I wanted to know what else I was supposed to do. I just feel like I'm going around in circles. So the minute I journeyed, Father came to me and reminded me of something that I have counseled people for years on. And that is, in everything you do, always leave room for God to do something. And that's what I have been told, was now is my time to take a step back and let God handle it. And it's funny because immediately after that, who would appear in front of me but he who dwells within the shadows? They wanted an antichrist, so God has blessed them with an antichrist. And now he's out.
And who is that? Him? I'm confused. God blessed who with an antichrist?
After him. So I did ask about Geo this morning in my journey. All I was told is that he's afraid. And that's all I need.
You realize that he's saying he journeyed, that you were supposed to believe that he's downloading information from his shamanic abilities, which falls into the whole super soldier shit, right? I mean, he says he's not a super soldier, but this is all the same stuff. Stephen D. Kelly, same thing. Oh, I'm fighting the pedos in the astral plane. Okay. No, you're not. Everybody's, if you want to be a Jedi master, and fight, be the real Neo and the real Trinity, I'm so over it right now.
To know, and it was right. That's all I needed to know. The darkness has him by the short and curlies. And
what is that? Does that mean like the darkness has you by your pubic hair? Because I'm thinking if this is short and curlies, I'm thinking pubic. It's just, if that's what it is, it's really gross. I'm sick of him saying it. That's his new thing right now.
Right.
The
They all
darkness has you by the short and curlies. No, it doesn't have my soul. It doesn't have my pubic hair. All right.
are starting to become afraid. They should be. Some of them are too arrogant. So I had someone reach out to me today, Tara.
Who? Sarah Rachel Adams? Did Sarah Rachel Adams? Someone reached out to me. Tara Joyce. You know, it's like, who? Sarah? Is it Sarah?
Has him by the short and curlies, and he's afraid. They all are starting to become afraid.
No, we're not.
They should be.
No, we're irritated. There's a difference.
Some of them are too arrogant.
Yeah, like you.
So I had someone reach out to me today, Tara Joyce. Who's Taj? And what is he doing on the black web?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know why he's on the black web. I don't know.
And I hear you're blackmailing people.
Wait, it gets worse. It gets more hilarious. Let's go.
Trying to blackmail people. But then you tried to destroy my social security.
Yeah, again. Okay, so I'm trying to blackmail people and I'm trying to steal your social security. No evidence, no nothing. Just him saying it. Because that's what David does. Like here, let's go for more.
And you tried to get my house taken away, and now you're after my dogs.
Oh no! Somehow I missed the dog part. No, I'm not after your dogs. I have nothing to do with that. I read from your book what you did to your dog, and I've shown a video of you smacking your dog under the desk during a stream. But now your dog is like, I feel like every time I'm watching David Shurter towards the end, I'm watching Rin Tin Tin or something. Like the dog is now part of David's show, how much they love each other and everything. No, I'm not doing anything. I don't care. I'm not calling anybody. I've been in finals right now. Did you see me not around yesterday? It's because I was working. I might have popped in the chat here in two, but I didn't, come on, David.
You and your little sewer town group.
Oh my.
And so, and now people
he looks like he's the cat that caught the canary. You know what I mean? It's like, I've got something on you. Who's Taj? Okay, well, a lot of people know who Taj is. And a lot of people know we don't like each other. Like there are people that know the history. They were around,
are aware. So now they're going to start looking. Because what is your friend Taj doing on the dark web?
He's not my friend. He's not my friend. You guys make me have friends with people that we don't like. That I have conflict with. How is it that he's my friend? How is he that? I mean, I don't want conflict with Taj, but I really don't want to, I'm like, no. I'm still not over what happened, right? I'm like, I don't trust Taj. I'm sorry, I don't trust him. But if I didn't trust him, would I be blackmailing people with him? No, I have. I could show my records on my phones and my communicate. Anybody can search my media. They do. They investigate all of your emails and stuff. I haven't talked to Taj.
Are you blackmailing people?
What?
For tens of thousands.
Tens and thousands of dollars. Let's go back. This is hilarious.
Group. And so, and now people are aware. So now they're going to start looking. Because what is your friend Taj doing on the dark web, and why are you blackmailing people? For tens of thousands of dollars, from what I understand. Now tens
and thousands of dollars. You understand by who? Sarah Rachel Adams? Sarah? Is it Sarah? By who? But did Denise call you or something? Because she's been saying that, not, with Taj, but, she's been going on about how I'm extorting and blackmailing and extorting and blackmailing and extorting and But that's been like, that's that's the Thomas Schoenberger go-to. That's their favorite thing to say about people. All this extortion and blackmailing that doesn't really happen.
Understand how you can go to school, have an apartment in California, feed yourself, live quite well, and not have a job.
I've had a job the whole time, David.
You're just into all kinds of illegal shit, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm not into anything illegal, David. You're just, where's the evidence? It's so ridiculous. No, I've been going to school and working.
But now people are aware.
And they're gonna, like, what people are aware, David? Like, tell me who's aware.
Even be more aware, because I'm sending all the shit out to investigators.
Do it. Send it out, man. Could I see it? I'd like to see what the shit is. I think I have a right to see what the shit is, right? Where's the shit?
Publishing it on my blog.
He's not going to publish it.
But I am sending it.
He's not publishing on his blog, but he is sending it out. Why? Because it's made up. There is nothing to post on your blog. This whole thing's made up.
You're just into all kinds of illegal shit, huh? But now people are aware. And they're going to even be more aware, because I'm sending all the shit out to investigators, not publishing it on my blog.
Yeah, because you don't have any evidence. That's why. I'm going to give it to what investigators? What, Timothy Holdsmith? What, the government corp? Scott Bibler? What? Who's sending it out to? Titus? Who is the investigator? Oh, Kash Patel.
But I am sending it to investigators, because authorities need to know.
Are they investigators or the authorities? I'm confused.
I've had it with this group.
I've had it with you, David. And, a lot of people have. They've had it with you lying and just pulling at straws, trying to come at something. Ooh, Taj. Who's Taj?
If people are entertained by it.
It's so embarrassing for you, David.
Then they can go fuck themselves, because it's not entertaining to be here.
No,
it's not entertaining.
No. Yeah, you're right. You're not well, unfortunately, what can you do? Is this entertaining?
Entertaining to actually have to deal with this group.
Stop being entertaining, David. Stop giving me material, David.
It's not. This child trafficking BS needs to be addressed. And it needs to be stopped. They're blasting the shit out of me with their directed energy weapons.
Here we go.
It has been freaking.
Okay. Yeah. Every day you look the same. Okay. So he goes on somewhere around here. Like it comes back in. I'm gonna go like, I think it's like around 24, but let's go like around here.
If you read the book, Rabbit Hole, a satanic ritual abuse survivor story. You can find it on Amazon. There's a Kindle version, Donate.
Yeah, donate. Here's my book. Let's donate. And here's the thing about his book. And I want to say about this again. The book is his own testimony, and the facts have not been corroborated. He can throw his book and act like that makes him legitimate all he wants, but in reality, it doesn't.
I'm having to right now. I'm probably going to set up a GoFundMe because I'm going to try and raise money for taxes that I have to owe.
And that you don't owe taxes anymore, David. That's a lie.
Rabbit hole. HOLE.
Like he has to spell the word hole to people. That's sad.
And they're all in here. Just thinking that their stupid ass comments are. It is amazing the hatred that people are celebrating in their lives.
What about you? You're like praying that when you thought Gio might be dead, you were praying with glee. David, you're the biggest example of that statement.
Thinking that there is going to be absolutely no accountability for it. And they're so wrong.
I think that's what you think. You think that there's no accountability to what you did to your dog in the past. There's no accountability to what you did to your nephews in the past. There's no accountability that you held a knife at, you held a knife at the neck of a acquaintance of you and your mother's, and you wrote about it in your book, Confessions of an Antichrist. You have no accountability for that. Oh, it happened when I was 19. That's your go-to. Oh, it's so many years ago. Why are you bringing it up? Well, why are you making up stuff about things that, associates that I knew more than 10 years ago and acting like I'm doing something criminal with them? David, I mean, I can just throw it right back on you. Same thing, even worse. Because those are actual things that are considered violent and possibly crimes. Me, knowing Taj back, communicating with him, the last time in 2021 or whatever, the rest of it's made up. We're not friends, David.
They're so wrong. And so
I didn't write in my book that Taj was my friend. It's so out of the blue and weird.
no, I have not talked to Candace Owens. But there are a lot of investigators. That's why I started this whole thing by asking Tara Joyce who Taj was and why is she blackmailing people. And all of the information that I got, I'm not going to publish, but I'm going to send it out to the people who are investigating. Because people are looking into the shit. And so I'm going to do a thing. I need to get a new laptop. If I can get a new laptop, I'm going to write what happened.
Yeah, you're right. It's the end of the month, Gio. It's the end. It's end of the month. It's right before Christmas. He needs to push.
And after Rabbit Hole, I published this in 2012. A lot has happened since then. I'm going to write a book. But right now, I'm just sending stuff out to investigators and getting them to look into stuff. And they're playing all kinds of games. Is Geo Farnsworth dead? Is he not dead? Oh, yeah. They're in my house all the time.
No, Gio, he's not dead. He's in my chat right now, David. Gio is not dead.
They steal my glasses. They stole a laptop. It was an old laptop. I was more mad about the bag they took, Candace Owens seems out there.
Okay. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Shoot. Candace Owens. Okay, here we go. We're back.
Out there.
All right. I want to go to about here because he talks about me again here, right around here. Let's go here. It's like
Wouldn't be
35
faith if you knew. Faith is actually having faith. And that's, you either have faith or you don't. And you don't have to believe that in the church to live the word. You don't have to be Christian to live the word, even though the teachings of Jesus Christ are infallible. You can't argue with anything that man says. I'm gay. Really? For 59 years now. Thank you for letting me know. And again, those who are so concerned
It'll come up. It's gonna come up here in a minute. He's gonna bring up casual.
You didn't make me mad. You really do not have that much power over my emotions. I don't even know who you are. Why would I give a shit what you think? You're just some anonymous.
You care because you're talking about them right now. I mean, you know, if somebody says something that you don't like in your chat, just get them out of your chat. Simple. You don't even have to acknowledge them. You don't have to acknowledge every person that talks in your chat. I mean, it's nice, but it's not required.
Person in a chat room. Why would you think I would care what you think, that you would be able to affect my emotions in any way? Joy or anger. I don't care for Madonna, but I do like one of the words for a song. I'm not going to let a stranger give me a social disease.
What song is that?
Do I seem angry?
Yes.
You know?
Yes, very, always. Come on. Do I seem angry every freaking day you get on YouTube? You are pissed.
They constantly want to come in here and think that they have actually that much effect on my emotions. People I don't.
You take emails from Thomas Schoenberger in the middle of the night. You comment on every single little thing anybody says about you, David. Nobody can, like, right now you're probably gonna, Thomas Schoenberger is gonna be emailing you tonight and like telling you what to say about Taj, and Sarah's probably, you are like, you stepped in a stupid minefield right now. You went down a rabbit hole that doesn't exist. It's very shallow, David.
Don't even know, Mad and angry are two different things. I get mad dealing with the child trafficking.
No, they're kind of not. Okay, mad means like mad could be like you're crazy, like the Mad Hatter. So that has a different kind of connotation than anger does, technically, but not, because mad has been used as the word angry. So you're basically kind of saying the same thing, sort of. Mad, though, is like, man, he went mad, right? If
you can talk about child traffickers and it doesn't bother you in the least, then your soul is dead. Flat out.
Flat out. Flat the fuck out.
No, there is no prison, dumbass. There is no prison for you guys. I haven't done shit.
No, he hasn't done shit, right? Oh, that was 10 years ago when I held a knife at somebody's neck. That doesn't really, I wasn't busted for that. Yeah, that I'm great now. I'm helping people. I didn't even come on camera today because I've been helping people because I'm so kind. I got so much love in my, can't you see love? Can't you see David Shurter's love?
I haven't done shit. And this whole pushing it off, again, who's Taj, Tara Joyce?
Oh, here we go.
What?
Yeah, I knew it was coming up. Again, who's Taj, Terry Joyce? Yeah, okay. We'll go look at Taj's channel. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll show you who David, like, who am I talking to? Like, I'm talking, I've got, Siren and Seren and Geo, and there's, a few people in my chat, right? I mean, but who am I talking in the larger area? Like, who am I talking? I like you to like hear me, David, but you don't hear me because you've got it in your mind. You got to find something on me, right? If it's not real, I can make it up because that's what Thomas Schoenberger does, right? That feeds you this. Or Sarah, who is like desperate to save her reputation, which I don't. I don't find her, I find her, to be the opposite of somebody who's of love and light or spirituality or tells the truth. She's one of the biggest money grubbers out there. Dangerous to where she's like a documentary with drugs. And I mean, come on. She put other people's lives in danger. Sarah did by what she said was and could do for people. I think that's important to point out to people. And she I'm not, this is not in defense of Tash, but she cheated him out of thousands of dollars. Sarah defaulted on a loan that Tash took out for her. That's what Tash is upset about. So you know what? Miss Sarah Rachel Adams runs around and makes up stories about people and makes it that they're blackmailing, doing all these things and all this kind of stuff. And Taj was going to get reported. I mean, like, we've all heard it. This is past history and not my rabbit hole, David.
Why are you blackmailing people for tens of thousands of dollars? And what is this Taj doing on the black web?
I'm not blackmailing anybody, David, and it's certainly not with Tosh. Certainly not with Tosh. So stupid.
Dark web. It's
almost like I see a dunce cap on his head right now. Like, no, this is like, go sit in the corner, David, and think about what you're saying. I don't like those big spaces. All right, so then he gets around. He goes to the. We all get named, right? We all get named.
Was the one who put Alicia Owen in jail.
Okay, he goes on. He talks about early in Iowa, blah, blah, blah. It gets really nasty again around here.
I've been involved with this since my whole life. For my childhood, I just tried to get through it. As an adult, all I've done is tried to expose it. Anybody who wants to donate, PayPal and Venmo or just D Shurter. I didn't put them in the description. I'll do that. I'll put the link to buy me a coffee. Anything helps. I'm broke. Food is scarce. You know,
Here we go
awesome.
again. Here we go again. Like, like we got it in the midpoint. He did the mid-roll pitch. Now we're getting like the later pitch. I need money. I need money. I'm broke. I can't eat. What about your dogs? Does your dogs have food? How do you feed your dogs, David, if you're so starving? Eating butter and noodles. What are your dogs eating?
Aquasino, the Aquasino brothers. They were my older brother and sister's age, so I'd have to go look up their names. They worked at the French Cafe. The French Cafe in the old market was the bar underneath the French Cafe called the Underground. Get it? The Underground, where they were trafficking kids.
Oh, good Lord.
Stars was also another underground bar that was in the old market where they were trafficking kids, and child prostitution was running rampant.
Yeah, I think there's an underground. I mean, I used to play and I used to perform at the Funny Bone a lot in Omaha, Nebraska. And I think there's an area that is like an underground. It's not underground, but it's like I remember going in this one area that had all these bookstores and stuff, like new age stuff in it. I thought maybe they called it the Underground for some reason. This whole shop like area I don't know. I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit familiar with his area because I used to tour out there regularly.
The Antiquarium, another place, the bookstore, set up all for kids. Tom was a bad dude. And when everything went down in Franklin and all of those pedophiles started to run, they all went to Brownville, Nebraska. They flooded Brownville.
How do you afford that, David? Because that you have to pay for that. You have to pay for that. How do you afford that? And then you have to like ask for money. I'm just curious. Like I cut down on buying those things. That's a rarity for me. But there you are drinking your bottled whatever, asking for money.
And I don't know if they're still alive. Aquasino, I think that's how it's spelled. I'm the favorite wizard in Harry Potter.
He thinks that's funny.
I don't have magic.
Oh yeah, but you're a shaman. You can do curses and psychopump people and everything else. Come on. You curse people and you tell people that you pledge your souls. I'm here to take you into the dark. Come on. You have videos of talking about how you were able to move the clouds and how powerful you are and all this kind of crap. I've listened to it, David.
I do have. Heaven has done more than one miracle in my life.
Mm.
You know.
Are they going to pay? Is heaven going to pay your taxes? Did heaven pay your taxes? Heaven's going to give you a GoFundMe, huh, David?
So I think I'm going to pray. I'm almost to an hour.
Pray. Let's pray.
Jenna, all of this stuff, you can go on my blog. Go down on the right, down below the search engine. Type in Johnny Gosh. Type in Noreen Gosh.
Worst blog ever. Worst. Just a bunch of screenshots. Screenshots of Thomas Schoenberger and our legal names out there. Calling the speedos, right? Like it's not really well written. It's just like this. It's like a social media placard.
Type in Paul Bonacci. I know the Aquasinos will come up. And I know I've mentioned their 3 names. My sister Kathy knew exactly who they were. It's the Aquasino brothers. But then when you consider the Sam Soda, who Noreen Gosh talks about all the time, being involved with their son's abduction, you know he worked at Stars, right? Stars Bar another gay bar. That was right across the street from the Omaha Police Department, the headquarters downtown, where Chief Robert Wadman worked. Chief of
I'm sorry, why this is so fun. I was like, oh, he knows all the gay bars and police officers, and there he is pointing his finger. He's got to make sure, because if he points and he acts like that, it's more true. It's more real. It's definite. He's definitely telling you the truth.
Police, Omaha Chief of Police Robert Wadman. So Sam Soda worked right across the street. You're telling me in that building with all those windows, they never saw Sam Soda go in to Stars? He worked there. He was a manager, you know?
He's like, he's waiting. He's reading it.
They bring up all kinds of shit. And all their shit is stupid.
When are you going to pray?
You know?
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
All of their shit is stupid. They're saying that I molested my sister Cindy's boys. They were children and I was adult.
You did. You it doesn't matter. You sexually assaulted them, David. Doesn't matter what age you were. You did it.
Of course, Eric is only 3 years younger, less than 3 years younger.
Only 3. See, this is a person who doesn't accept accountability. He is diminishing any damage he did to anybody else. And he still verbally assaults them on his YouTube channel.
Younger than I am. Mark is less than 8 years younger. So how did I molest them as an adult when they were...
No one said that. We know. Of course, the ages vary in your story, but yeah.
Kids? Did I have a time machine? And if I had a time machine, I would have nothing better to do with a time machine than that. You know? It's just, they'll run with whatever bullshit lie they think they can. If they could have shut me up, if they could put me in
I
jail.
want to say this. I have never sexually assaulted a child or a minor. And yet this, in my life, young, old, whatever, ever in my existence right now, I've never harmed a child. Yet David has. And he blames me for doing something that he did. And he does that to a lot of other people that never hurt a child like him. There are many people, many of us walking around that never molested any of our nieces or nephews or siblings or anything. It wouldn't even come into our mind. But it has for David.
Well, they would have already done it.
He might argue, oh, I was a satanic ritual abuse survivor and I was acting out. Doesn't matter, really, because your book isn't corroborated. But what you wrote in that book, that you did in that book, if that's true, then you are the guilty party of abusing people and being violent and harming animals and harming your nephews. And you have absolutely zero accountability for that. And yet you point a finger at everybody else on the internet. You accuse me of blackmail to go to college. How ridiculous does that sound? And then you say, I'm doing God's work. I don't think so, David.
Long time ago. They've been trying to shut me up for a long time now. A long time. Decades. You know? It would have already happened. But their intent for me is what God is going to give them. And they ain't going to like it. He who dwells within the dark, they wanted an antichrist. Now they have one. And he's out and about. He's on the move. You know?
Are you talking about yourself? They wanted an antichrist. They got one. He's out and about and on the move. Yeah, the antichrist is helping his neighbors today. That's why he couldn't come on. The Antichrist needs to a GoFundMe so he can pay his taxes that he doesn't have to pay.
But if anybody wants to donate,
does anybody want to donate to the Antichrist?
you know, great. My book is for sale. I sell it for $30, but then it
The Antichrist that's actually working for God and journeying, and it has a book called Rabbit Hole.
cost me $15 to buy these damn things because I only buy 10 at a time. And so I don't get a discount.
That's his left hand with a finger on it, with a ring on it. That's his left hand with a ring on it. Is he married still? What's up with that, David? Did you take the oath to God? Is that your wedding ring, like a Catholic priest?
I mean, I get a little bit of a discount, but then I have to mail it. That's $5 in the States. It's $5 to mail. So I'm only really making $10, and not even that, because I have to go buy envelopes to put them in. So I don't make that much money on the books, but it was never about money. It was always about trying to get the information out, you know?
If it's real, you know?
And that's...
If what you said is true, you know?
It was always to try and get the information out. And now people are looking into it.
And now they're looking into it, not before. Now, especially since I told everybody that Taj is blackmailing, Terry's blackmailing people with Taj. They're really going to let's open that up. Let's investigate it, David.
People are looking into it, you know? And so I really want to find out who this Taj is. I want to know why Tara Joyce thinks that she can blackmail people. You realize, Tara, that that's illegal, right?
Yeah, it's illegal if I committed the crime, right, David? It would yes, blackmail is illegal, but I haven't blackmailed anybody. You're not giving any evidence. You're just accusing me of something without saying or giving any. It's ludicrous, David. You're desperate.
I realize that doesn't bother your group. I mean, the myriad amount of attention.
It doesn't. By the way, I know people that are in the same boat as me with you and Thomas and things like this. Yeah. And, we are calling those people out for what they've been doing on the internet to us or to other people. But I guess, apparently that makes us a group, right? It's always a group. Those people that Thomas Schoenberger doesn't like, right? Let's get off Taj. It's not about Taj. It's about you and Thomas Schoenberger, isn't it, David? See, that's what this really is about.
Hacks or attempts at identity theft on my Social Security.
No proof of that. We didn't do anything to your Social Security, David. There's no proof. Why haven't they come after us yet? Well, because they're protecting child traffickers.
That's also criminal. Just saying.
It would be criminal. It would be criminal if we committed it, but we didn't. You have no evidence of that. It just came from your imagination and your lying head so that you can get somebody to desperately pay for your book and give you money because you need a computer.
Probably did not want me to find this information out. But people hate you. I don't have to have things of saying, oh, well, if you don't like sewer...
People hate me. I'm sure there's some people that hate me. Yeah. But I have a lot of love in my life. I have a lot of friends. I have family. People, yeah, that might be true. People hate me. I feel sorry for them. But what is that? Well, everybody hates me. It's like bandwagon. People hate you. Like I do.
John, reach out to me. They do anyway. And I know you don't have anyone telling you shit about me because there's not shit to be told about me.
What? That's the funniest part.
I've always tried to be a decent, nice guy.
Yeah.
And why? Because I didn't want to be the vessel for the Antichrist. So I didn't do a lot of...
No, he didn't want to be the vessels for the Antichrist. He's not the Antichrist. He's a nice guy because he didn't want to be the vessel for the Antichrist.
Fucked up shit. Because I felt if I did, it would just help me become the
I get this vision of like the Antichrist going, what? I am not David Shurter.
vessel for the Antichrist. And I didn't want to be the vessel for the Antichrist. That's why you can't find shit on me. I serve heaven. I serve heaven.
Yeah, you serve heaven.
And you guys can go fuck yourselves.
Oh no.
Your child trafficking bullshit is coming
You're
out.
not my you know, when I think of heaven, when I think my concept of heaven, David Shurter doesn't come to mind.
It's coming out. People are well aware of it.
Oh, people. The people that hate me are well aware of it. It's all coming out. It's all coming. It's going to happen. It's kind of like he's constipated, waiting for that piece of turd to drop. It's coming out.
Anyway, I'm going to pray so I can get off of here because I've been on here
Let's
now.
pray. Let's pray. I'm going to pray.
Heaven, we come to you as your children. I come to you as your child. Today's been
I
a pretty
come to you as your child.
good day. Exhausting. They're hitting me with their
I'm
machines.
exhausted. No, I'm exhausted. I just got done with finals.
Their weapons. Terrible.
You like laid around all day, probably jerked off in the shower or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you do to help? As the Antichrist, I helped some people.
And who knows, you know? But they haven't brought me down yet. And until they do, I'm going to keep keeping on. I'm going to keep trying to expose all of this. Because I want this group to be brought down. They need to be
I want this group. They're a group. And I want that group to be brought down.
incarcerated. Every one of them needs to be incarcerated.
Every one of them. God, every one of them needs to be incarcerated. Let me pray to you publicly so everybody can hear what I'm saying that God should do to them, because God forbid I would have a private moment with you, God.
Every
This whole show, and please donate at the end.
one of them. You always said that it's better to tie a millstone around your neck and drown yourself in the ocean than hurt a child. I'm just volunteering to be the one who helps them tie the millstone around their necks.
Wow, that's sick. There it is, right there. You want to be the person that helps them tie the millstone around the neck. You want to be part of that. You want to cause that. You want to cause somebody's death is basically what you're praying to God right now, David. And I'm going to call you out on it, on Not My Rabbit Hole, because Not My Rabbit Hole doesn't put up with that shit. Not My Rabbit Hole sees through that. That's disgusting, David. That's why maybe somebody should get a restraining order on you, David.
Would like nothing more.
He would like nothing more to have that honor to do to people that he doesn't have any evidence of who he's accusing, and he's taking it from Thomas Schoenberger. Ain't that right, David? Ain't that right, Thomas? Right? Nod your head because you know it's true.
I love your son who sent us, who came down and taught us the word. It's difficult because I'm conflicted, because in the place that I'm at, it doesn't inspire a lot of love. And I have no forgiveness for this group. I want them to face accountability, and I want them to face retribution for the harm they have done to so many children.
None of us have done that. I certainly have not done that. And you're praying to God for retribution on an innocent woman. I think God sees through this, David. He's got your number.
And so, with that on my heart, I'll have to deal with that when I come face to face.
Face to face. Come face to face with what? Him? Us? What? I mean, David, these are some of the most wicked, vile prayers I've ever witnessed anybody do. It's psychotic.
But until then, I am joyful and grateful.
Joyful. Until then, he's joyful and grateful. I don't see it. Where's the joy?
Send your son, our brother, Jesus Christ, down.
Our brother, he's related. He's exalted himself to be Jesus's brother.
To teach us the word. Love God, love everyone else. And I say these things in your son's name.
Where's the love? I don't see it.
Jesus Christ. Amen. God isn't holding me down from doing shit.
What? God isn't holding me down from doing shit. Like what? Like what shit? What are you going to do, David?
What is the right thing? Loving the pedophiles? Just letting the pedophiles do whatever they want? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
No, you're not supposed to be attacking and making threats on innocent people on YouTube. That's what you're not supposed to do. Let me just say that.
Am I just not showing the pedophiles enough love? Is that the problem? My pleasure. I'm going to get off here. It's late. It's 7
He'll still talk about me. Watch. I'm pretty sure he's going to do something nasty at the end. Here we go.
o'clock. And I have stuff I want to finish before I retire tonight. So I will be back on what's Thursday. So I'll be back on this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, unless something amazing happens, and then I'll come on and do it. You will see me on the battlefield. I don't ever seem to leave the battlefield. I've been on the battlefield for a long, long time. And I have no intention of stepping away. Stepping back, I was told today, it's time for me to allow God to do something. Just remember that. In everything we do, in everything you do, leave a place for heaven to do something. You know?
Oh, I gotta stop for this. We'll get back to that for a second. I'm Sewertown. So Denise is suing me. So it seems Denise is not going to sue Terry because Terry realized Denise was not someone to mess with and backed off. Oh. Yeah, I felt that I just didn't want to talk about Denise. Like it's gonna be like I'm not giving her. Yeah, interesting. That's interesting. Oh, she backed off. Okay. All right. Welcome. Hello, Sewer King. Oh, you were watching Denise defend Thomas. Of course she is. Of course. Like Sarah goes, I knew you were looking, Jesse. You were lurking, Jesse. Haha, I'm just hearing it while lurking on Terry. I was late to your stream. I was in again. It was like I got lost in my writing. I was in the zone because I was rewriting my essay, my long form essay. I was like, so then all of a sudden I looked up and I went, oh my god, I'm 2 hours late. But I still tuned in for a little while. I just so yeah. He would need to know how to be a proper knot. Tie a proper knot. Oh, really, Denise? $750. You're talking about like lawsuits? Denise doesn't have anything to sue me on. It's neither does Thomas. When has David left his house? Yeah. She was just live. Oh, she was just live. Okay. Denise was. He's painting targets on everyone's backs as pedos for Thomas, but they are the victims, right? Exactly. That's exactly what David is. Let me read that again. Jesse Davis is saying he is painting targets on everyone's backs as pedos for Thomas, but they are the victims, right? That's exactly what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. That is the truth. Let's go to the worst, heinous part. Well, no, maybe it's not the worst. I think the prayer is like the worst.
I have little ones who are tired. They're not so little. They're actually kind of big. But they are ready for bed.
Oh, here we go. More dog. Oh, Rin Tin Tin. Oh, I'm such a good guy to dogs. I'm loving. I have love in my heart. I mean, it's just such a big show right now. This didn't used to happen until I read that passage in his Confessions of an Antichrist where he beat his puppy when he was 27. Now he's having a love session every show. His dog is part of it. It's the new star.
Oh, thank you for those kisses. Thank you for those kisses. I love you too. Oh, thank you. I give you snuggles and lovings.
Yeah, you can tell. You tell that's what he's doing right there. Look at that. I'm sorry. I gotta stop. He like right there. He kind of looks like a scary Boy Scouts instructor, right? So he's got that. The hat makes him look okay. Team, we're all gonna go out in the woods.
I give updates. That's what these lives are.
This was an update. This is the Cash is her friend, and they're on the dark web, blackmailing people for millions of dollars. This is his update. I just wanted to come on and make an update and lie about Terry Joyce and a bunch of other people.
You big floppy ears. You big floppy ears. And this is the reason why they want to take my dogs away. Because you can tell they are just abused beyond belief. At least they think they are. All right. Okay. Have a great night, guys.
Oh, okay. I guess that's it. All right. Okay. He's such a lovely guy. Man, that was like weird. Garlic bread kit. Is he choking it? The dog is nervous. No, that's not the dog that he beat near to death. That was a puppy that he that dog's passed away now. It's it lived to ripe old age, according to what he wrote in his book. But yeah, if you read it, it was like his first puppy, and he was, he describes how he was working all day as a waiter. It was Easter weekend and he was exhausted, and the puppy ate his linoleum and he nearly beat it to death and everything. Like, he writes about it. And then his coworkers witnessed it, and then he lost his job, and So Denise was calling you out for David and TS. Of course she is. Of course she is. Of course. She's not, they're this is their favorite time right now. They love to come, be, everybody's talking. It's Christmas time. We want you to feel fucked during the holidays. It's like, they come out on your birthday, you know what I'm talking about, Jesse. It's who cares right now what Denise says or thinks? Like, she's like, it's the same thing as David Shurter. I can't imagine that people like someone like Thomas or Denise or anybody is giving anybody credibility. And we know that they're liars. We know that David doesn't present any evidence. Same thing with Denise. It's just like a shit show, man. But it's not funny in a sense, because they have come into our personal lives and made phone calls and contacted work and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And they post things that they hope people will read, so it ruins your reputation. It upsets you. It's a bunch of fabricated lies coming all together underneath the helm of Thomas Schellenberger, and we know it. We know it. And it's getting old. It's like I'm playing it and it's like, this is hilarious. I'm not here to be entertaining, but you are entertaining. Sorry. Orlando's doing good. Like, he's actually over on the couch, and he's on the arm in one of his spots, and he's just kind of sitting there. I'm gonna have to get myself something to eat. Now, I heard you mention lasagna, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. I'm like, I haven't eaten much today. Sir King says, yes, they have the special. They love the special times of the year. We are ready for Christmas, and they don't matter. They hate that people don't worry about them anymore, and we just laugh at them. Yeah, I bet they do. I bet they do. And you know what? That happens. I mean, we know how it goes. And the stuff that they're saying is just getting more and more ridiculous and stupid. It's like, wow. And you're filing lawsuits and stuff. Like, it's embarrassing. They're embarrassing themselves. It's the whole Taj thing. I'm like, really? Like, some guy, I haven't talked to Taj since 2021. Now I'm blackmailing people on the dark web. But I had a feeling that Sarah Rachel Adams poked her head around, because she's done that in this group. And this crosses over to Sarah and Stephen Cambion, but it's all all these kind of hands kind of have a connection a little bit. I mean, why would somebody bring up Taj? Oh yeah, Baba Yaga Wathen. Baba Yaga Wathen says, I like programming them to say what I want them to. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Because a lot of times I notice, if I say something, all of a sudden it's now all over the place, or I post something. It's part of David. It's easy to do something and get him to like get all excited. The vexation litigation is comedy in itself. Yeah. Vexatious. The vexatious. Well, I know I saw where, I in your stream, like apparently he's trying to file it again underneath another judge or something, and now he doesn't like the judge, and it's just like, oh, just give it a rest. Just give it a rest. But I mean, is not the big payout from MSU enough, but he has to like go after every single little thing? In the end, I mean, I feel like threatened. Like I feel like what David does, what Thomas does, what they do, especially David, that he's putting targets on our backs for somebody to come and find us or whatever. They dox our names and give our legal names out there. They're what they say on the internet makes us unsafe. And that I think that's the main concern right now. It's like, okay, you're putting us, and when he says, when David Shurter goes, I want to be the person to tie the albatross around their neck. Like, what is that what this is? David incites thoughts and directs things and says things about us that some people that may not be able to discern or might be a little bit off kilter is going to think that they're going to take the law in their own hands, because obviously his sheriff's department not doing anything. It's according to David, and all these other people just get away with everything. Well, I know where Terry Joyce goes to school, and we got to get her because she's blackmailing people to go to college. And we hate, universities anyways, because it's just mind control on people. Let me go crazy. I mean, look what's happening on the universities right now. And you think that what he says isn't putting me at risk or maybe other people at risk? I think there's a possibility. Apparently everybody goes, oh, it's just it's free speech. It's the internet. He's protected by the First Amendment. Yeah, why would they give him money, or what was his reason? His reasoning is that the Dilley's research paper has infringed his civil rights and his right to free speech and his political beliefs, and that he has experienced a defamation by a false research paper that was meant to smear him. And he thinks he wants money for that. He's challenging her paper. It wasn't really a full-on research paper. Really, something happened and become like a whole research paper. I think Thomas might have had something to do with that, but it did get published, like, let's say, on Cornell University's website, because that's where I read it. And he is being associated through that research paper to the 17th letter of the alphabet. And, it goes along with, the Financial Times video about him and, all of that stuff. And so, Thomas, just like if it were true, if none of this was true, right? There was this big conspiracy to go against like Thomas Schoenberger, and he wants to say, well, they're talking about me and they're doing it because it's a conspiracy against me, and I'm just a composer, and my business and my Cicada 3301 has been affected by what these people have posted on social media and they said about me. Well, you can go the other way around and go, yeah, here's this guy that contacted the faculty advisor on the paper that I was working on when I was a student over there. And, Denise called the job, who was associated to Thomas. And then Thomas sent an email to the dean while I was working on the paper for the Collegian. And, you can see all of these things where Thomas has come in and said, she's a liar about me. And then, I showed it yesterday. He posted that I was sexually harassing him with Nasty Told Media and tagged Fresno State on YouTube and then said, she's a liability because she's tutoring here. I don't tutor at Fresno State. But those are the kind of things that Thomas is doing. And he thinks that there's no lawsuit or anything about that's going to affect him when he's telling people that I make, porn with minors and it's barely legal and it's coming out of Denise's mouth and it's came out of David's mouth and, Becky's shared it. And those are lies, and those are damaging lies that are meant to be malicious, to ruin your reputation, to make it so that you're not employable, to destroy your life. And that is what David Shurter is doing right now, even in this last video, to not just me, but everybody else. Gio, Jesse, DeFango, every person that is on Thomas, just happens to be on Thomas Schoenberger's shit list and has been for years before David Shurter came around. I mean, David Shurter is just his latest tool, the one with the biggest bellow. Did Blazin lose her channel? I don't know. That is up for question. I will say this, that the new channel that she has, I do not believe it is the same channel that she had before. Now, she might be putting that one on private right now. Maybe she's afraid it's going to, maybe she's afraid she's going to lose that one. But the one that she has right now only has 21 subscribers on it. So I don't think it's the same one, because if she had just reactivated her account, she should still have the same amount of subscribers following her. So now usually, and this is something I found out, usually when your channel is terminated and you click onto it, you click onto a video, it'll say this channel is terminated because of blank. And so you don't see that. It's the monkey that comes up, that little monkey thing. And it says, oh, you 404, you can't find this or whatever. This channel it no longer exist or something. But see, he has to prove his businesses, and he has to prove his businesses even made any money. My opinion, they are worthless, as the token was and still is. Yeah. I don't think yeah, I mean, where's the income for 3301? There hasn't been a new puzzle, I don't think. Is there a new, people are still trying to solve the Liber or the Liber Primus or Liber Primus, right? Marsha will probably fake all that for TS. And that would be dishonest. That would be dishonest. Like the LLC that he has right now covers entertainers and this and that and artists, and it says Cicada 3301. It does not claim the puzzle. It is not covering gaming, if that's what they're doing. It would just cover what he does or what they post, like what I guess. I mean, the music and everything else goes with it. I mean, it's Sophia Music, that's not totally Cicada. That's Thomas Schoenberger's own thing, but he's doing this whole Saint Germain thing or leaving like clues or whatever. I mean, are they talking about how Cicada intersects with Game 23? I mean, like what ARG game is Thomas Schoenberger engaged in he's certainly not, he's not. The whole thing is about Cicada. But if you really look up Cicada, the owners, it never had an owner. The original puzzles, there is no owner. These are people that came in and trademarked it and got an LLC after the fact. So what is his business really? And that LLC didn't come in, the one that he has right now that he filed in like 2023 or something like that, happened after the original LLC that was purchased by Michael Levine was canceled and not re-upped. Then he got this other one. It's only 2 years old. Marshall will go down with the ship with TS. She has committed tons of perjury in his case already. It will be easy to prove if it makes it to trial. Yeah. It's a sinking ship. Seriously. If you were thinking of it as being like a submarine, it's been hit. So I want to play that. I'm gonna eat. Sometimes I end with, because I got to get going. I need to eat something. I wish I had lasagna. So I played this song. I want to play it again because I feel this vibe the most. Let me see if I can find where is my history? Let's close on this video and song I made for David Shurter. And Saren says she should be getting charged or something. And then Sewer Town says she might before it's all said and done. Yeah, I think they're in big trouble, because if we turn around and sue them or do whatever, I think it's gonna be very bad for Thomas and Marsha. Marsha. All right, let's. I'll see you guys. Thanks for dropping by, and have a nice night tonight. I think I'm gonna eat and watch some Netflix.
For the money, grifter, drifter, money, donate, because I lie and cry.
Complete with her hair. See the resemblance? I'll show one more.